Shay, can you maybe just describe your thought process? What went into deciding to come back? I mean, was that a no-brainer? What kind of went into that for you?
Yeah, I mean, I knew I wanted to play another year, and I knew it wasn't going to be anywhere but here. So it was a no-brainer that I was going to come back and play this year. And like Coach touched on a little bit, I didn't care the role I'm expected to play this year, or just whatever the team needs, and I'm ready to have some fun and win some games.
How different is it going to be for you mentality-wise to kind of be more of the back of the bullpen type guy versus, getting the ball on Friday or Saturday?
Yeah, it's easy to say, like, you don't want to be any different. You want to be that same guy, but, it is different. You come in with a different mindset that, this is it, pitch by pitch. You're not trying to go 6 innings, go complete game, right? You want to get the guy out in front of you. So it'll be different. It'll be fun, I think, be able to bounce back and throw multiple times in a weekend, or throw 1 inning at a time, or get stretched out and throw 4 or 5 innings, whatever they need. It'll be fun to be fluid and adapt to whatever, the situation brings up.
I think I asked you this in the summer when you announced you're going to come back, but what'd you learn from your last go around as a captain? What from that can you apply to this year?
Yeah, you just got to be the same dude every day. You got to be consistent. You can't ride the highs, and you can't let the lows bring you down. Just show up for the team and, give the guys the support they deserve, and the support that the team needs on a consistent basis is going to be key to, winning games and closing out games and putting together good runs and, having big moments this year.
Talking about those fifth-year guys, what are some other adjustments, sacrifices that you see some of those other fifth-year guys making that's going to make this team better?
Yeah, I couldn't imagine going somewhere for 1 year as a fifth year, learning a new system, new friends, new teammates, new state, new campus, whatever it may be. Just to see those guys come in and, and put in the work that needs to be done to help the team win is really cool. Seeing those guys come together and, getting closer to those guys and, making lifelong friends in a short amount of time because we're with each other so much. It's really cool to see those guys step up and, be a big part of this team and, help us win a lot of games.
Mentioned, being willing to play whatever role to win, and Coach talked about a few other guys like that. How important is just kind of having that versatility on the roster?
Yeah, it's easy to say, you want to do what's best for the team, but to actually do it and see guys, step up and make sacrifices for themselves and the team is huge. And to have a special group of older guys is, it's key. And I feel like every team's, striving to have those experienced group of guys that can do, those things that it's hard to do as a freshman. But, I feel like we have those guys.
Shay, is there any of these younger pitchers that you've seen this spring, maybe their fastball's popping or they've got a new pitch, anybody that's kind of stood out to you in that way?
Yeah, like Coach touched on Clark, he's going to be a big part of this team, I think, and moving forward. And Christo's made some good strides. Olson obviously, did his thing this summer, and he's going to be a big part of this team. So it's cool seeing these younger guys step up and make strides to, be better players and, have a big impact on this team.
Has there been anybody who's come to you for advice in particular?
Yeah, you got a lot of the younger guys that always ask me, "Oh, what do you think? How did I do?" And they like to stick on the words that you tell them, and so you got to kind of be careful on what you tell them, just to not, let it get to their head. But they'll overthink things, and we all do. But just telling them to learn from their mistakes and try to be better than they were the day before is all they can really do.
Have you added any pitches to your command this year?
I'm going to throw a lot of the sliders. I tweaked it a little bit. It's going to have a little different spin, but I'm just going to try to ride on the strength that I have as a relief pitcher, and I haven't. I'll throw the changeup's gotten a little better, but I'm going to be slider heavy for the most part. So,
kind of a off the beaten path question, but with power up across college baseball, especially in the last few years, have you noticed that? I mean, it's kind of overlapped with your career a little bit. Have you noticed even from when you were a freshman to now how much more the ball's going out of the yard?
Yeah, and it's hard to say why that is. I mean, guys are throwing harder, guys are getting stronger, but it seems like that's just kind of a part of the game now. Is a lot more home runs, a lot more strikeouts, and you just got to kind of adapt and do what you can. And it's easy to try to do too much as a baseball player, but just keeping things simple and throwing the ball over the plate and not making mistakes and taking care of the ball, I think, are going to be the most important parts to winning.
Shay, obviously last season is last season, but looking at this coming year, how hungry are you guys to change the outcome?
Yeah, for sure. It definitely left a bitter taste in our mouth after last year. The guys that are still here, I mean, I feel like we kept good core guys together, and we're gonna learn from the mistakes we made last year, and the experienced guys that transferred in and are gonna learn from what they did last year, and we're just going to teach the new guys that you can't change last year, and we're just going to look forward and move on, because we can't do anything about it now except go out and win the day.
Is this a totally different experience for you, going through this preseason as a fifth-year guy and then changing your role from a pitching perspective? Are you able to just, I don't know, not to say you're lacking some intensity, but I'm guessing maybe walking through it a little bit differently than previous years?
Yeah, it's definitely a different experience. Like Coach said, I've kind of been in different roles for this team, but nothing changes really. I'm eager and excited to get back out there and get after it. So nothing's going to change in terms of how I go about things, but just leading these guys along and trying to help them be the best players they can be is all I can really do.
But at practice, are you maybe taking a step back and soaking it all in and just approaching practice differently?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm definitely soaking it in. It feels like the first day of school again, as a senior. But yeah, I'm definitely soaking it in a little bit more. But nothing's going to change in terms of how I go about things on the field.
Thanks, Shay.
Thank you.